Okay, we're going to start with the nation. Banks screen manufacturers for 75 billion naira palliatives loan. Senate, House ready to pass budget 2024 before December 31st. Ogun shuts 3 more companies. FIRS waives penalty on outstanding tax liabilities. Envoy, U.S. investors excited about Tinubu's economic agenda. NDLEA stops export of drugs hidden in clothes, dolls, and buttons. 10 INEC directors out. And Ondo Council chiefs resume. Okay, which story are we starting with in?
Okay, I'll start with NDLEA. So the spokesperson for NDLEA said that they have thwarted attempts by drug syndicates to export various illicit substances, including methamphetamine and opioids that they've concealed in some very funny places. So they said that some of the consignments were intercepted at courier houses in Lagos. They include tramadol, 225 milligrams, concealed in hems of new jeans, trousers. That one was heading to Cyprus. Cannabis sativa hidden heads of dolls going to Dubai, UAE. Sachets of tramadol, 225 milligram again, buried in tins of Milo, going to UAE. Another set of tramadol hidden in local soap going to the UAE. Methamphetamine concealed in buttons.
Yeah.
Buttons. I mean, the time and detail that, to do that, you would have created something for this country. Wow. Anyways, they found them different places. A couple of people have also been arrested. They arrested this particular drug kingpin, Okechukwu Ogala. He's 56. They say he specializes in exploiting and recruiting young persons to export meth to Asian countries. So he was arrested in a hotel. Another Daniel Ogitu arrested. So well done.
NDLEA.
To NDLEA.
Okay, so good news from the FIRS, that's the Federal Inland Revenue Service. They've announced a complete waiver on accumulated penalties and interest for overdue tax liabilities. Its chairman, Zach Adedeji, said it was in recognition of the challenging times. FIRS typically imposes penalties and interest on companies that fail to meet their tax obligations. However, he emphasized that the waiver is on accrued penalties and interest, acknowledging the difficulties faced by many taxpayers in settling their outstanding tax duties. He said companies intending to benefit from this relief must fully settle their outstanding original tax liabilities without incurring any interest by December 31st. It's important for taxpayers to understand that the waiver of interest is contingent upon their ability to make this completion quickly. But I'm happy for that. That's good.
Yeah, that's
to relieve
good.
those who are actually having
debts.
serious issues right now.
So they can start afresh. So they are saying that all is set for the disbursement of 275 billion palliative support funds announced in July by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to help mitigate the pains arising from the removal of petrol subsidy. So the Minister for Industry, Trade and Investment, Dr. Doris Uzoka Anite, said that 2 programs under the multi-layered intervention program, the Presidential Conditional Grant and the Presidential Palliative Loans, are set to kick off. And banks are expected to screen manufacturers and micro, small and medium enterprises, MSMEs, and nano companies that are seeking the facilities under the initiative. They are also going to be meeting some criteria before they are given these loans. Now, the government has proposed 75 billion single-digit interest loans for 75 major manufacturers at an average rate of 1 billion per company at 9.0% interest rate. We've always complained that the interest rate for these businesses is too high and sometimes they're not able to pay. So this is a good one. They also said 125 billion was set aside for MSMEs. And this includes 50 billion conditional grants to 1.0 million nano businesses across the 774 local government areas. A total of 1,300 nano businesses will receive 50,000 naira each across the 774 local government areas. And besides the 75 billion, they will also allocate 100,000 MSMEs, with each company being able to access 500,000 to 1 million at a single interest rate of 9%. But then there are a lot of criteria that they must meet. They have to be also, they need to also check them according to the capacity of the business they can do before they get the loans. And when they meet this criteria, they need to also show that they are able to pay back the loans at the end of the day.
Yeah, I want to take the story about Ogun State shutting down 3 factories over environmental infractions. This isn't just happening in Lagos. These 3 factories were shut down because they said it's part of the effort to lay solid foundation for environmental best practices. They shut down a recycling company, shut down Star Pep Limited, and the Commissioner for Environment, Ola Oresanya, said that the Ruli Recycling, this pet bottle recycling company, was found guilty of discharging its waste and storm water into the environment, especially upon premises of Christopher University. Now, this facility is very, very close to one of my estates. And he said that the action, and they have reported to the company, they have issued complaints to the company, and the company refused to change its drainage process, and it's caused unwanted water, their wastewater, into another school, harming the other school's water from the ground. And most companies are taking water from boreholes. So you put your waste into the ground, that means their water is getting polluted.
Yes. When government decides to wake up, they're woken up and then just...
Yes. So another company was burning its waste, solid materials on the premises, and harming other people that are living their lives around. So these companies have been shut down due to the pollution. Nobody should come and bring up ethnic or whatever sentiment against the state for doing what they've done.
Moving on to the Punch. Jakba hospitals reduce outpatient surgeries as 4,000 doctors migrate. Kano governor's aide arrested for allegedly palliative looting. UBA wins Bank of the Year in Nigeria and 7 countries. Akwa Ibom coppers in kidnappers' den 4 months after abduction. Anger as Lagos mechanic's car crushes mother and 2 children. Ogun police students killed in fresh robbery attack. Budget National Assembly 6 agencies allocations rise 40% to 1.4 trillion. Tax default FIRS waives fines, issues December 31st deadline. And over 150,000 Nigerians applied for US visa in 2023 envoy. But let me take the major headline. I think we took part of this story sometime last week. So the migration of doctors and other health workers to other countries has taken its toll on our medical institutions, as institutions have reduced the number of outpatients and surgeries due to shortage of manpower. Punch did a fresh investigation on Sunday, and it showed that almost all the health institutions were battling with shortages as they could not cope with the high number of patients who thronged the government hospitals, and which is actually supposed to be more affordable for them. Some of the hospitals we have Luth, we have the we have the Aminu Kano University Hospital in Kano, we have the Federal Medical Center in Beokuta, we have the Obafemi Awolowo University Hospital in Ile-Ife, so many other, and each of them have at least about hundreds of doctors leaving per year. So it says that close to 1,000 doctors have jackpot in the last 2 years. If you add up all these various university teaching hospitals, about 4,000 in total have gone in 2 years. It says no fewer in FMC, it says no fewer than 200 doctors, including 50 medical consultants, have left the country for greener pastures. It says that Nigerian Medical Association and the Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors should, on Sunday, did not give exact number. They couldn't give exact number of medical doctors who have jackpot. But the point is, this is a state of emergency, and something must be done quickly, either to keep them from leaving or to get those who have gone to come back. There has to be some kind of incentive, because we can't keep having situations where patients do not have doctors, so they are closing down wards.
Yes.
Some wards with 150 beds, and they have to close them down because there are no personnel to actually work in those wards. Really painful and sad.
State of emergency.
Okay. Very sad story.
Let's go on a quick break. When we come back, we continue with Punch. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.